This is your 420 Radio News for Thursday, June 6, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Vermont marijuana decriminalization signed into law. It reduces penalties for possession of up to an ounce. This from Huffington Post. Vermont Governor Pete Shumlin signed a bill on Thursday decriminalizing possession of small amounts of marijuana. The new law, which goes into effect July 1st, will remove criminal penalties on possession of up to an ounce of cannabis and replace them with civil fines. According to the new measure, first-time marijuana offenders will not get more than a $200 fine for possession. The fine will increase for repeat offenders. Under the law, marijuana possession will no longer result in the creation of a criminal record. Vermont legalized medical marijuana in 2004 and now joins 14 other states that have adopted decriminalization laws for non-medical cannabis. In 2012, voters in 2 additional states, Washington and Colorado, approved ballot measures to tax and legalize marijuana for recreational use among those 21 years old and above. Louisiana marijuana bill snuffed out on Senate floor from NOLA.com. A bill seeking to reduce penalties for simple marijuana possession died on the Louisiana Senate floor Thursday after the legislation failed 3 times to garner the votes necessary to begin debate. "I'm done. That's it," Senator J.P. Morrell, Democrat of New Orleans, was heard saying as he walked away from the podium. House Bill 103, sponsored by State Representative Austin Baden, Democrat of New Orleans, needed a 2/3 vote of state senators to even be brought up for debate this late in the 2013 legislative session. After failing to get the 26 votes needed twice Wednesday, Morrell said he would try once more on the last day of the session, but that effort fell again short, this time just by 2 votes. Baden's bill would have reduced the jail time to not more than 2 years for repeat offenders, 5 years for 3-time offenders, and 8 years for those convicted 4 or more times. The maximum fine for possession would also have been lessened from $5,000 to $2,500. New Jersey Senate panel supports bill to make medical marijuana available to kids from CBS New York. A New Jersey Senate panel has approved a measure that would make it easier for children to have access to medical marijuana. The Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday approved the bill that would eliminate requiring written confirmation from a pediatrician and a psychiatrist in order for juveniles to get medical marijuana. The bill also calls for medical marijuana to be produced in edible form and allows more strains to be made available. The father of a 2-year-old girl who has a severe form of epilepsy testified about being unable to obtain certification from a psychiatrist for his child to participate. Colorado regulators won't enforce marijuana magazine restrictions from the Denver Post. Colorado regulators will not enforce, at least initially, a new law requiring marijuana-themed magazines to be kept behind the counter at stores that sell them. In an emergency rule issued Wednesday, regulators with the State Marijuana Enforcement Division concluded the law is unconstitutional. Quote, "Such a requirement would violate the U.S. Constitution, the Colorado Constitution, and state law," the rule states. The state's Attorney General's office signed off on the emergency rule. The law has prompted 2 lawsuits in federal court challenging its constitutionality, one by 3 marijuana-themed publications and another by booksellers and backed by the American Civil Liberties Union. The lawsuits say the law violates free speech by restricting distribution of the magazines based on their content. Pentagon allays fears about local marijuana from the Colorado Springs Business Journal. The Colorado Springs business leaders and retired generals have been waging a public relations campaign suggesting the military might cut back on assets in Colorado Springs if the city council doesn't ban retail sales of marijuana, now permitted under Amendment 64. That's news to the Pentagon. The Pentagon isn't worried about legalized marijuana because of the zero-tolerance policy in place since the Reagan administration. The military has a random system for testing individuals. Local business leaders admit no one has confirmed their concerns that the military will depart or cut troops in the Springs if retail sales are available. Still, the fear and the public push remain. That uncertainty is behind a recent campaign to ban retail sales. Recreational use by anyone 21 and older is allowed under Amendment 64, and a retail ban won't change that, or the option to obtain medical marijuana. And finally, the Texas Regional Normal Conference begins this weekend, June 7th, 8th, and 9th in Fort Worth, Texas. Visit dfwnormal.org/conference for more information. I will be emceeing the after-hours events on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, also presenting 2 presentations on Saturday and Sunday, including The Box Canyon of Medical Marijuana and Successful Argument Against Project SAM. We'll bring you live coverage right here on 420radio.org. This has been your 420 Radio News for Thursday, June 6, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we